আসসালামু আলাইকুম এভরিওয়ান। ঈদ মোবারক যারা আমাদেরকে দেখছেন। আজকে আমরা সেশনটি নিচ্ছি ফুলব্রাইট স্কলারশিপ নিয়ে। আহ, আমরা আজকে ফুলব্রাইট স্কলারশিপের বিভিন্ন দিকগুলো নিয়ে আলাপ করব। সো লেটস ওয়েলকাম আওয়ার গেস্ট of honor today to Fulbright Scholar Hayasa and Amal. Hi Hayasa and Amal.
Hello,
Hi. So guys, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So I think viewers,
everyone.
Eid Mubarak. Yeah.
Eid Mubarak,
Okay.
Tehran.
So let me introduce our guest briefly, very briefly, and they will introduce themselves. So, both of them are my friends. First of all, they're studying in IDS at Ohio University. Though our department is different, but we have a lot of classes all together, courses all together, the last 2 semesters. They're very bright guys, and Hayasa is from Armenia, and Amal is from Iraq, and they are involved with a lot of extracurricular activities in our campus, very known faces. So let's introduce yourself. First of all, I would like to start with Hayasa, please.
Thank you. Hello, Tehran. Dear Tanin, thank you for inviting me to be part of this great initiative and share a word on my Fulbright journey. Eid Mubarak, Tehran. I'm Hayasa Tamazian, a Fulbright scholar from Armenia. If you are wondering where Armenia is, I will say it's located in the southern Caucasus. It's one of the oldest countries of the world with a recorded history of 3,500 years. So, coming from Armenia, I'm a humanitarian worker. I have been vice president at Aleppo NGO and worked in the Syrian refugee case for a long time. I have also been in charge of leading several projects to renovate kindergartens and schools in the rural areas of Armenia. My professional goals are related to government administration and foreign service. So currently I'm pursuing master degree in Ohio University at international development field. And I'm looking forward to share with you all the journey with Fulbright and answer your questions and provide guidance to future Fulbrighters. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayasa. Amal.
Hi, everyone. Mubarak from Athens, Ohio. My name is Amal Shammer. I'm a Fulbright scholar. I'm studying my master degree is international development, focusing on development in conflict. So I have worked with international organizations, humanitarian organizations like International Red Cross, in Rescue Committee, International Rescue Committee. I worked on different files like stateless refugees, IDP, like internally displaced persons, and many others. I also worked on a campaign called a health worker at risk. Also, like I work on so many different media platforms to talk about humanitarian stories coming from refugee camps, internally displaced persons' stories about their journey, and a lot more. My profession goal is to just go back to Iraq and try to implement and work on policies that can help the country develop after conflict. As you know, I'm coming from Iraq, country with many wars and conflict. So what I'm getting from here is going to help me to go back and make some changes.
Thank you so much, Amal. The viewers, we'll try to focus on ins and outs of Fulbright Scholarship, the prestigious, the most prestigious, as I said, scholarship around the world. And I'd like to focus on the specific journey and the preparation of both of you. And the viewers who are watching us, please, if you have any question, just comment here, and then if you just ask a question in Bengali, I can just translate it to the English to our guest, no problem. And at the same time, if you want to share with your friends, please share it now, as they can be also benefited from this session. So guys, come to the main session. So first of all, if I ask you about the scholarship itself, about the Fulbright scholarship, just anyone can start. What is this? Who is offering? For whom? And then what is it covers, etc. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can
Uh,
start with Amal. Yeah.
Okay. So, Fulbright Scholarship is sponsored by the State Department, like the comes from the U.S. State Department. So it's an implemented in many countries. It's a worldwide program.
Mhm.
Some countries like Iraq, Armenia, and Russia, I think Ukraine, um, many different countries in the Middle East, Latin America, in Africa. So they apply for the scholarship depending on the criteria, the process. Sometimes the criteria is the same, maybe slight changes in every country, but it's basically a target youth, like youth professionals. Like for example, you have to have at least 2 years of work experience in your field or other fields. But in general, it. So the aim of this is just is exchange program. It's like sometimes in my case we are doing the master, but there's PhD. There are other program like that you can apply for. So we are gonna focus on the master program because this is the Fulbright Scholar master program that we are coming from my country, from Iraq. So this is one of the biggest like opportunities in Iraq. Like the Fulbright Scholarship is very important. Is very prestigious, as you said. It's thousands of people applying every year to this scholarship. Not many get it because there are a lot of process you get into to get this scholarship is very, very competitive comparing to other scholarships because it's fully funded. So you don't have to pay anything, any penny, that even your travel expense are covered. So this is one of the biggest things that about Fulbright scholarships, that they select what they call the best of the best. And these people who come to the US, that they come with ambitions, they come with ideas and aims and goals with them. And not only about the studying, it's also about the cultural experience. Very important for Fulbright scholars to be engaged
Mhm.
in the community. It's like they see like one of the qualities they are looking for in your applications, in the interviews, in your exams, in your statement is all about how you can cope and adapt when you travel to the US. How can you overcome the cultural shock, what they call the cultural shock, because so many different aspects, so many different things that you're gonna see or you're gonna experience. So the basic that you have to have what called strong personality
Mhm.
that you can adapt in engage in the community.
Okay. Hayasa, if you have anything to add with that, with Amal.
Yeah, I will add and I will second Tanin and Amal that the Fulbright program is the largest US exchange program, and it's currently it is operating in 160 countries, and its awards rate is at 20%. So we are, as we our target group is Bangladesh, people in Bangladesh. So I will encourage you, if you are interested in Fulbright and if you want to apply to Fulbright, please check the websites of U.S. embassies in your country, because the website of U.S. Embassy is the focal point of getting information from Fulbright about deadline and its application process. Generally, if we are talking about the application process and we are talking about what scholarship covers, so I will say that criteria somehow it's the same for all the countries. So you need to be, as Amal mentioned, you need to have experience, and your experience should be based on towards the community works. So the Fulbright committee should feel that you are aside to community of your community. And accordingly, if you are pursuing your professional goals, I believe today's meeting will be based on and will cover much more foreign student program.
Mhm.
Study program, because Amal and we are pursuing our goals, professional goals within that program. So concerning of student program, Fulbright foreign student program, it is gives you chance to pursue master degree or PhD in the current field, what you think. And I have seen that there has been one comment, it says, can we study humanities for Fulbright? Yes, you can study humanities in Fulbright. And if there is any other question that you want me to cover, or Amal, please, time. Say.
Okay, thank you guys. So, if I want to be specific about the criteria, so the number one is considered like I think you need to have a bachelor degree first, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And then is there anything like with the CGPA or something like that? Is there any bar for the CGPA?
Generally, concerning the criteria, I have say I will come from the other point, Tai. So many people are wondering if they need to have a high GPA
Mm-hmm.
to apply to Fulbright. No, you don't need to have a high GPA, because even people having the highest GPA, they are not awarding with Fulbright program. Fulbright program is beyond how to say, it's beyond the traditional criteria. So Fulbright committee are looking for people who are committed to their countries, committed to their communities, and wants to bring change, and have already seen that there is a gaps in their countries, and they want to try to fix it. So concerning the criteria, no, there isn't like any. You need to have a GPA, high GPA, or you need to have a the one of the criteria. The first one might be in an internal way. You need to know what is the goal, what kind of goal you are pursuing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Amal.
About the GPA.
Mhm.
I think it's for Fulbright scholars, they don't really look at the GPA. But for me, I think if you want to have a good university when
Yeah.
you apply, it's preferable to have a good GPA, because it depends on the university that you want to pursue your master in. Because some universities, because it's not about the Fulbright committee, that the one that they are gonna examine your application, but also the university. So you have to think of both.
Mm-hmm.
So first, if you want to have a good university with high ranking in the US, I think the GPA can play a major role in this.
Mhm. Amal, I'm sorry. I believe you are referring to the GRE and TOEFL grades. Yes.
No, it's also the GPA, because some
Mm.
universities, they look first on your GPA,
Mm-hmm.
how your bachelor degree, how you performed, have you performed well in your bachelor degree? Because most of the time we apply for universities that close to our field.
Yeah.
So this is the GPA, where the GPA play a role. It's when you apply for universities.
Yeah. I think I got. Yeah, I think I got Amal's point. So for like good universities or maybe the Ivy League universities where there is a requirement for GPA, definitely. But like yeah, for Fulbright, so like just tell me about the thing. So Fulbright is another process, and the university application is like different process, right? So if you have this Fulbright scholarship, then you need to secure admission from any other university, right? Is it something like that?
So for me, when I applied and accepted in Fulbright, I started the process for applying for universities.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a choice of 5 universities.
Okay.
Then you filter them to 3 choices, like to final 3 choices.
Mm-hmm.
This is the final step, actually, of the whole Fulbright. So you look for universities, and if you have universities in mind, you have to look on the admission, their criteria. Now you are looking to the university criteria. So
Yeah.
you see if they want a high GPA, high GRE score, high TOEFL score. So when I applied for Ohio University, they didn't require the GRE.
Mm-hmm.
require only the TOEFL score.
Okay, so in that case, Fulbright requires your contribution to the society,
So, like,
and what? Like, make me like a clear. First thing first, what
okay.
is the requirement for the Fulbright scholarship? As I believe there are two requirements. One is to secure admission in universities, and then another thing is like securing the Fulbright scholarship. Who will provide you the funding or the money to study there? So,
Oh,
in terms of the requirement for the Fulbright scholarship, what are those?
so let's start with Fulbright.
Yeah.
So Fulbright, like they require you, they would require you different things. So they would require you a TOEFL.
Mm-hmm.
You have to a high TOEFL score, like 18 above,
Okay.
and preferably to have like the 80 is the minimum.
Okay. Mhm.
But if you want to like secure your position, I think you have to have more than 80.
Sure.
So you try hard with the exams, do practices, take the online exams, have like if you have a good English, don't say I have a good English, I don't have to study for the TOEFL. You have to study for the TOEFL.
Okay.
It's very important to have higher score in the TOEFL. Then you have to also study for the GRE.
Okay.
These two English exams. So the GRE, what they call the general GRE, they have two parts: the math part and the writing and reading, analytical writing and reading part.
Mhm.
So if you are applying for humanities with subject about science, social science, politics, the other humanities subjects, you have to focus on the writing and the reading, the analytic, the this parts. If
Okay.
you're applying for like let's say engineering or mathematicians, also you have to focus on the math part because there where they see if you are doing well in these two topics. It depends on how you do these exams. So these the main things in
Main things for Fulbright
for
to be
Fulbright.
selected for the Fulbright.
This is the main two exams.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would like to add something, Tanin.
Mm.
When we are referring to the application of Fulbright, we need to pay into we need to consider that the application process is different for the other countries. For example, I'm coming from Armenia. How I did my Fulbright, how I started my Fulbright. I saw in that there is an announcement in a U.S. Embassy website. I started the process. The process is telling like that I need to register online. I need to fill out the online application and attach my CV, attach a personal statement, and attach 3 recommendations.
Okay.
And also to mention 5 universities where I would like to pursue my current academic goals.
Okay.
So I mentioned after that procedures, when the commission screened the applications, they invited to me interview, and then they started nominated me in the State Department. I've been the nominee of the Fulbright program, and after it, I started to prepare for GRE and TOEFL exams. But what I want to mention. I haven't been in part of any. I haven't tried to bring my opinion in which university I want. My willingness which university I want has only been highlighted in my application process, because after the application process, it is the Fulbright Commission with the help of mediator organization. For example, in my case, is the International Institute of Education. They are starting to mediating and they are starting to cooperate with the possible universities and to try sending offers saying like, hey, do you want to have Hayasa from Armenia in your university? And someone says yes, someone says no. In my case, for universities says yes. So yeah, if somehow it answers your question.
Yeah, I think like it's very different process for different countries, right?
Yeah.
Because like you got nominated first and then you go for the other process. But for Amal, I think she was prepared with like scores and everything, and then she applied and he got accepted for Fulbright and for university, right?
Yeah, so in my case, I went to, like, the interview was the last. The interview was the one before the last.
Okay.
So the last was the admission for the universities. If you
Mhm.
secure admission,
Mhm.
you get the fund. If you don't secure admission, you don't get the fund.
So securing university was up to you, right? For Amal. And for Hayasa, there was a mediator, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yes.
for
Mine
me,
is IIE.
so
I
Okay.
for
haven't
me,
done anything. There has been, I'm sorry, Amal, there has been an advisor,
Okay.
like advocating on my behalf. I haven't like been part of it.
Okay.
so in
Yeah.
my case, I applied for the universities, but
Mhm.
the negotiation was with the Fulbright.
Okay.
But I applied. I did the whole applications for myself.
Okay, great. So I think you're a special one because you have been selected like from a pool of applicant, as far I believe, because like Fulbright is also extremely competitive in my country.
Yeah.
So the viewers who are like watching us at this moment, I think you also know about the process of Bangladesh. It's like processed by the US Embassy in Dhaka, and then you'll get like the sort of circular by their website, and you need to apply. So I think for Bangladesh, I will have another session maybe with the Bangladeshi Fulbright scholars. They can focus on the preparation and everything. So right now, the scholars, if I ask you, how did you prepare yourself for this scholarship, and you knew that this scholarship is highly competitive, extremely competitive. So and you secured this scholarship. So how did you prepare yourself for this scholarship, and when did you got this idea that okay, I will apply for Fulbright, and how long it took to prepare yourself to get this scholarship? So starting from Hayasa.
Thank you, Tanin. So sleepless night, definitely.
Mhm.
Hardworking. Mm, I have preparing. I have been in the process more than a year, like almost 6 months. It was about like waking up at 5 a.m., being part, and I was also working. So it was a quite crazy time that when I'm thinking I was saying like how I handled it, because it is really very crazy. I couldn't meet during the preparation because I was going to pass GRE and TOEFL exams, and also the future Fulbrighters who are going to apply to Fulbright, they need to consider, like for example in my case I had a 2 months notice, short notice about GRE, but as we all know, if you want to pass GRE exam and you need to have a high grade, it means you at least you need to have a preparation for 3 or 4 months. But in my case it's about like a 2 month or 1.5. So you need to making sure that you are meeting the timelines. It means you are going to wake up early and go bed to really very late. It means you are not going to have any leisure time with your friends, because your goals like a being Fulbrighter matters a lot. If you are just going to have a leisure time and try to relax and do like a little preparation of GRE or TOEFL, then it means you are lessening your opportunity to being in a competitive session. There is also something is like, for example, in my case I couldn't meet my friends. I had a training. I was preparing for TOEFL and I was preparing for GRE and I was working. But what I want to mention, sleepless nights and all the hard working and like a concrete actions will not matter if you don't believe in yourself. So if you believe in yourself and believe in the beauty of your goals,
Mhm.
then believe me, everything will be very easy for you.
Okay, Amal.
So for me, it's like a whole year, same as Hayasa. As like I heard people like from my experience, people prepare for Fulbright even when they are in college.
Yeah.
They haven't graduated yet. So
Mhm.
some of them they do volunteer work in their last year. Some of them really work on the applications. So, so for me, I had a mentor with me. I had a friend who was one of the uh, like she had a scholarship. So she helped me a lot. So if you know someone, or if you are in like in contact with someone, like consider him a mentor, for example, to help you with the process, because you need the support of many people during this process. It's a long, as Hayasa said, sleepless nights, and anxiety. You will have exhaustion, tiredness. All this will happen for sure. But you have to have strong will to continue with this. My advice to anyone who wants to apply for a Fulbright, to have a mentor, to work really hard on the applications, especially the statement, the personal statement. This is the first thing they will see. This is the way they will picture you.
Okay.
So you have to draw a really strong pictures about you. You have to have, if you don't have like actual work experience, you don't have to worry. So the work experience could be a volunteering work that you did in the university or after graduation. This all will add up to your experience. But you have to work, you have to write it yourself. I know some people, they take it to a writing center, they pay money to write the statement or the research. Some of them do, but please don't do this, because it has come from yourself, from heart. This is the way, this is the first step in Fulbright.
Okay. Yeah.
This is very important. So work on your statement, show them who you are, show them your strong qualities, your personalities, because this is the first thing they will read, and this is the first thing they will decide if you are worth the scholarship or not. This is the first step. When you have a mentor, someone who can help you, like for example, who can proofreading your statement, proofreading your research, this is what will help. Like this has helped me a lot, especially from someone who had the experience of writing a statement for scholarships.
Okay.
Another thing is the research question, or the research statement. You have to be very specific. Very specific. If you say, I want to study international development, or I want to study urban development, or I want to study engineering, electric engineering or chemistry, you must not have to, you must be very specific. Some people say, like, I want to study this because I'm good at this. You have to be very specific. Why you want to study this field? How this going to impact you? Not only impact you, because Fulbright is looking for someone who's going to return back to their countries and do something good. Like apply this knowledge, apply these tools to their country to enhance this community, to enhance their countries. So you have to show them why you need this, you need to study this, and why your country needs this. What is missing?
Okay, yeah, great. Hayasa, do you have anything to add with this important document like this statement?
Concerning statement and also concerning the GRE. For example, if I have gone back, I would like also advise myself, like to try to find, if you are going to have a trainings on GRE, to try to find instructors earlier. Before, like when you are applying to Fulbright, so you will know, you will have an instructor, GRE instructor, and also there are a lot of online materials. So try to, as Amal mentioned, try to cooperate with the people who have been Fulbright alumni, so you will get enough information from them, and also you will also get enough materials, because each material is going to help you. Concerning the statement, that's true, what Amal mentioned. I'm totally seconding her. And also there is one thing in the statement, when we are thinking about statement, people are trying to refer their statement to their CVs. But don't do it, guys. Please don't cover, like, don't try to say that don't make your CV look, your statement look like a CV, because your statement should indicate should bring you, should try to explain a gap that you want to address through your education. And also your statement should make the Fulbright Commission think and believe that you are the only, like you're the exact person who can solve that gap. So make it personal, make it feel like give bonds, give feelings, give soul to your personal statement, and don't try to write down it, for example, in like 2 days, 3 days. Start it earlier. For example, for starting earlier, you can start doing outlines. Like, I want to include these lines, and then bring it together. And then at least give like a 2 or 1 week for reviewing. And I'm going to tell, like Amal says really greatly, give people, at least 2 people, to review and revise your personal statement, and then just submit it.
Okay, so regarding preparation, my last question is, as the Fulbright Scholarship looks for a special contribution to the society, right? So what were your contribution, guys, and how did you relate it with your statement to secure the funding, the scholarship, and then the admission? So starting from Hayasa again.
Yeah. So in my case, I was working in the refugee protection field in Armenia, and from my 5 years experience, I have been able to identify the gaps which addressing to them will help refugee protection mechanisms to work better. So, and also will help the government to work towards meeting the needs of refugees. So I found that the government needs a bond and firm mechanism to system to work to solve refugee issues, and so not to make them to feel like to go through the double impact, having that negative impact. So I based my personal statement accordingly in it, and also the committee people have already know what I am doing, because my work in Armenia in the refugee protection field have been identified like 2 years ago, when I also has been invited to participate in another flagship exchange program, IBLP. So accordingly, bringing, and generally it is like the trip through IVLP brought me this thought that I need to firm my and build an educational background in a humanity field to try to address these gaps. So it's coming from the personal experience. I haven't read any articles which made me think, oh, this is the problem, so I need to address. No, it came from my personal experience.
And you think like this experience help you to secure the admission in IDS?
Yeah, I like. You mean ideas in Ohio University? Yeah. So I assume we need to ask Dr. Hammer, but concerning like also telling like this. My program, IDS program that I am studying, it is considered also the best program in the United States in the international development field.
Oh.
So I believe that my application and also my personal statement found an encouragement from the ideas. But this is a good point, Tanin. I will keep in mind asking Dr. Hammer.
Wow, great.
Thank you.
Going to Amal, yeah.
So yes, so similar to Hayasa, I also worked in the humanitarian field. So by default, as a humanitarian worker, you are exposed to all the problems of the community. Like, for example, I work with the International Red Cross Committee and the International Rescue Committee. So we were working on really sensitive files like protection, internally displaced population. I also worked on the file of the stateless, the people who don't have identification to access to public health or access to any other public services. So, and I have traveled within my country. I have traveled to different provinces. Like, for example, when the war against ISIS happened, I was month in my graduation. Like, I graduated then it was like the wars already started, then I immediately went to the humanitarian field. Also in my university, I had a background of doing volunteer work with the Syrian refugees in north of Iraq. So I have been exposed to all different kind of problems that affecting the community, that affecting the population, especially the population who are at risk, people in need. And also travel to different provinces within my country. And these the provinces that I traveled to, like Anbar, Salahuddin, Diyala, in the belt of Baghdad, the edges of Baghdad, they are the most affected because of the war and the conflict. And also I visited so many IDPs, so many refugees within Baghdad. So I think, and I wrote so many policies, so many stories about these people. So I already knew what my country really needs. And I think the lack of policies, good policies to solve kind of problems that affect, like the problems that we are facing now. All these things that made me be very confident when I wrote my statement. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to study. So I wrote them all this down with the experience that I have. This I think made me a strong candidate, but it doesn't. So for both, like for example, for both of us, we had a really working experience in the field, but some people, they don't have the same experience. So I don't want to say that Fulbright wants these bright people working in the field who are exposed to these real issues. You can have a simple experience like volunteering work in your university, in your community. This is also helps. It's the way you present yourself. I might have some students have less work experience, but they have been more activist in the community, like doing this without like having a real job, being advocate for a population, for minorities. So this is also can play a major role in your application. So not only the actual work experience, but the work that you did, writing an article about people in need, writing something that these people need, or forming your own organization, youth organization, or even a small organization, also can play a role in impacting your statement, impacting your getting the scholarship.
Okay, so I think we're almost done with the preparation part and the requirement part, but we got two questions regarding that. Number one is asking for minimum CGPA. So I think we already covered about that, right? So there is no minimum CGPA for Fulbright Scholarship itself, but you may need it to secure admission to any university. So I think you'll be clear. And IELTS or TOEFL score, I think, would you like to add? Yeah,
it's like TOEFL.
It is minimum. It should be like 80.
18 TOEFL, right?
80.
Yeah.
Yes, TOEFL should be 80.
This is
IBT, TOEFL IBT should be minimum score should be 80.
Okay, so I think if we equivalent it to IELTS, it should be 6.5 mostly.
Yeah, preferable for Fulbright, it's like TOEFL.
Okay, yeah, I got it. So, and then the next question to you guys, how did you prepare yourself before leaving your country, as you had a like uncertain journey ahead, maybe for 2 years, and you're leaving your family, and especially as a girl, I know I don't know about you guys, but we have a concern for the girls. So when they go abroad for higher studies, so I think, how did you prepare yourself for that? Starting with Hayasa again.
Please next time start from Amal.
Amal just
like I don't know truly how it like from my case I don't know how because it has been so mixed. I was working with Aleppo NGO, my favorite organization, and like I was trying like at the like last day to making sure that everything is fine. And but concerning the Fulbright, so one of the things like when it comes to the packaging, don't think about packaging a lot of clothes to bring with you in the United States. Instead of it, bring like a memories with you, like the photo of your family, and also like many beautiful things made by your mother. So when you will be far from your country, you will be able to taste them and to somehow create to live that memories again. And what other things might be Amal can help me?
So, in my day, uh, with this Islamic phobia and wearing hijab, I think this is I might relate to Bangladesh women.
Yeah.
We basically wear hijab.
Yep.
So this my family had this worry about the whole news that you hear in the news that you see videos where they take off the hijab of women and the whole Islamic phobia. And I
Yep.
guess for us, we wear our identity because our hijab is like reflection of Muslims women.
Mhm.
So this was the concern first, like in from my family, would you be treated well? Would you be like in a safe place? You might hear some words about, this is the thing about
Yeah.
whole thing about Islamophobia. And I think some for myself, I was also concerned. And you travel like miles, like thousands, if not.
Yep.
Um, and you cross continent and you're alone, especially for a woman. But I was really confident in myself.
Mhm.
So first you have to be confident. You don't keep your identity is very important to show who you are and reflect a really good image, not like this is not who we are and this is our identity and we are proud of it. So I don't think you have to fear of coming here because you are women and you're wearing hijab. No, you have to be strong, you have to be confident. And I know it takes a lot of courage, not only for you but also for your family to accept that you are going abroad to study. But here I think the thing that you do, you have to engage women, man. You have to think of plans of engagement, having looking for a community. For example, I started googling communities in Athens, how I can engage, work with them, participate in their events, something like this. So, and I will say, bring some traditions like tradition clothes, bring something reflects your identity, so you can have it where you go. And I think just think of things that you can reflect a good image of your country, like try to show what is Bangladesh about. I try to show what is Iraq about. It's not about the conflict, it's not about the corruption. No, it's about something else, something beautiful.
Yeah.
And try to also have a presence. I think this is like prepare yourself, prepare your mental, like you prepare like more than you like the luggage and everything. I think you have to prepare mentally to these
Mhm.
traveling, prepare mentally to how you engage. I don't think some people will say, okay, I'm gonna go and study and do my work and the homework and the assignments and go back. No, don't think about this. Think about having the experience,
Mhm.
engaging in the community, having a friendship. Like now I have friends from Armenia, from Bangladesh, or from Ghana, from Mozambique, or from countries I didn't even think that it was exist before. So prepare yourself mentally that you are gonna see different people, experience different cultures, and this is the thing that you will do, and you will really do well when you prepare mentally.
Great.
Mhm.
Great. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. I,
that's truly very well said, Amal. Like literally, you need to mentally be prepared to because you're going to see here some things which you haven't seen and interacted in your countries. So you need to be prepared to it mentally. And there is also something in a technical way that I would like to mention, and it's important for the Fulbrighters. So though Fulbright is covering everything and like doing everything for you to be here in the United States, but there is one thing. So Fulbright is not trying to find accommodation for you in the United States. So it means when you know that you are already you have been granted with Fulbright award, it means you are going to find your accommodation, your housing in United States by yourself.
Okay.
So how you can do it? One of the things, there is a white Fulbright network. You can say, hey, hello, I'm coming to Ohio, Athens County. Please tell me what is the best housing opportunities there. And there are many housing opportunities. Many people will come up with opportunities and chances to promote theirs. But you are the one who is going to choose. And it is always good to interact with the people who lived in that apartment, in that places, because sometimes the photos can be great, but the reality is not great. So yeah, try to find much more information about the accommodation. This is from the technical part before coming United States.
Great. I think great. Okay, so let's come to the next part. Did you face any like sort of challenges when you are in this Trumpistan, Trumpland or US? So, is there any type of challenges you guys faced? Yeah, so Amal, you can start.
Thank you, Alsash.
I think the first challenge was finding accommodation. It's sometimes not easy.
Mhm.
So as Hayasa said, try to find people, that's what I said, like try to find a community before coming. Like most of the universities, they have a Fulbright Scholars Association, and they have a Facebook page. So try to reach out to them. Also, I think the first thing you would see is like challenges, culture shock, homesickness. Sometimes it can affect you, and I think it's normal. It's we all been through this, like especially the homesickness and in the food. You won't find a good food here, like as our home country. And I think that the challenge that I face the most is like having a budget, like really working on a budget. Here, a tax, some really items are expensive. You have to put yourself on a budget to manage your financial issues and things. So yeah, be prepared because you're gonna pay extra for everything, which I didn't have in my country. We don't have to pay tax for everything. So was a challenge, or it's not a challenge. Basically, it's all the things you need to adapt. You need to, I think, to adapt to new things, new rules, new norms, new traditions. So it's not a challenge itself if you can adapt it.
Yeah, Hayasa.
Thank you. So challenges are personally, like it comes from the how you are taking it, because maybe someone like having a full 2 years full of challenges, someone is like having slightly years with challenges. So yeah, it's based on how you are taking them, but um, you need to be open for everything. You need to open to grasp everything, to learn everything, and to get everything from the what it comes to you. So if you mentally build a wall in front of you and you say, oh, why these people are talking with me? Why these people are smiling to me? In United States, well, everyone smiles to you. Why they're always saying thank you? Do I need to say thank you? Okay, well, everyone says thank you. Hi, how are you? Hey, sweetie. Hi, honey. In the United States, please don't build walls in your in front of you. If you're not building automatically walls in front of you, then it will be much easier for you to overcome the challenges. But for example, one thing for me, the main challenge is about like a time management. In Armenia, I was like telling this Fulbright protest. I was waking up at 5 a.m. I was like training, then I was working, and after work, I was having like a different 2 trainings, and I was living outside of the city. So I was coming back, going back. But in the United States, time flies. I don't know how it comes, but like even when you're opening a book, even you're a fast reader, and I'm a fast reader, quite fast reader, and like when I'm closing, it's already like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So time flies. You need to make sure to study and to manage to integrate in the US community. So yeah, the only one thing is about time management.
Okay, so come to the almost last part about your experience of being a Fulbright scholar in US. How are you exploring, guys? What are you doing actually apart from your study? I know you are having a master's. Apart from that, how are you exploring your network? How are you like taking the opportunities being a Fulbright? So I think, yeah, give some hopes to the people.
Yeah.
Again, Amal.
Yes. So, being a Fulbright is something big here in the US. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
So when you say I'm a Fulbrighter, people expect that you are the smartest in your country because, as you mentioned before, as we all mentioned, is one of the most prestigious scholarships. Is a worldwide. It's giving to the best of the best. So it's a huge responsibility to be a Fulbrighter. Also, you people will have high expectation of you as a Fulbright scholar, not in your academic pursuits, but also with your social life. So you have to be part of organizations. You have to be part of a group to help and assist other students. You have to engage in different activities. You have to be part of different activities. Also, you have to do your own activities with the Fulbright Association. For example, in my first year, I attended many social gathering. I was part of the Graduate Student Senate. I was part of the Fulbright Association. I was part of the International Friendship Association. I joined many groups. I tried to do volunteer work in the community. I tried to introduce myself to many people as I can, many students, like engage in the classroom, show them who you are, talk about yourself, about your country, present your background, present your traditions, present your culture. So I think it's the best thing you do when you come here. You know how many organizations. Try to join as many as you can, but keep the balance. I think you should keep the balance between your academic life and your social life. But I think the best thing you do, like for example, now in my second year, I'm the president of the Fulbright Association, and I'm also elected vice president for the Graduate Student Senate, which is a big thing. And this is how you get to know everyone. So I basically I have been elected because I build a good relationship with different communities like Latinos, Africans, Arabs, Asian. This also play a role in this. So you have to engage yourself in the community, engage yourself within your community. It's something really good, and I think it's sometimes you have the pressure of having high grades, high GPA, because if you want to keep the scholarship, you have to have high GPA, 3.0 and above.
Great.
To
Okay.
keep this intact, you need to really study hard. You really need to do your assignment very well, but also don't neglect the social life, and don't involve too much in the social life and neglecting your academic.
So a balance, I think. A
Yeah,
proper balance.
stay balanced. This is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Hayasa. Hayasa,
Yeah, thank you, Tanin. So engagement in the US, it's like you're stepping in a river, and that river takes you. So it means it should come. First of all, it should come from a few. My university are really doing a great in organizing any cultural activities. So, for example, I used to buy tickets during the weekends and participate in different cultural nights and to explore the cultures. Because Fulbright program is like a being also cultural ambassador, promoting your culture and learning and exploring new cultures. And from my advice to the future Fulbrighters would be uh, try to engage even in the social activities. Try to build your engagement around your professional goals and also your academic goals, so you will be able to deepen what you are doing. Currently, for example, Ohio, there has been established a student movement by Ohio University student leaders. I am one of the executive committee members. So literally, I'm doing an internship there. I'm doing internship as a crisis response intern. I'm trying with the team members to help international students to overcome the hardships during the COVID-19 and pay their rental fees and get food or get social psychological assistance. So what I'm doing now, it's somehow relates to my professional goals. So even when you are doing an engagement, please making sure that somehow it's interacting with your academic goals. Yeah.
Great experiences. Okay, so before finishing the session, we got one or two questions. One is there any on-campus MS or business analytics program with a scholarship? So I think choosing subjects depend on you, right?
Uh, can I have the question again? I'm sorry. Is there any kind?
So I think
It depends on the program.
yeah.
It depends on the program. For example, Ohio University provides a lot of opportunities. So you need to find it. You know, sometimes that's one thing. Sometimes there are so many opportunities in the air. You need to catch it.
Yep.
So it's the same in the case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So another question is regarding Canada. Abrar Hussain, so I want to let you know that we'll have another session on masters in Canada. So I think you can ask your question there. And another question, I think this is CGPA 2.95. Can I get a scholarship in MBA? Okay, so yeah, so I think we are discussing about the Fulbright. If you're asking for Fulbright, then I think you can respond, Sky, like 2.95 is like below 3. Is there any chance for him?
I think he should try.
Okay.
So I think only asking the question. So when I started thinking of having a master degree in the US, I start searching for universities. This is out of the Fulbright, but I think it's a good advice. So I start sending emails to admissions and asking them. They are very responsible. I send an email within 24 hours. I receive the response.
Yeah.
I received the answer. So try to go and see all the universities that give scholarships and ask them. It's simple. Just ask them. I have this GPA. Do you accept me? Can I have a scholarship? What opportunities this university have?
And I have something to add, like for Imranullah Shahan. So as you have a lower CGPA, I think you can just make a balance with your profile by having a good GMAT score, as you are like you want to have a scholarship in MBA, and then the IELTS score, TOEFL score, and then your personal statement. So your CGPA can be balanced through these things, you know. So if you have an outstanding GRE score, I think, or GMAT score, you can be accepted by any school. So I'm not just talking about the like Fulbright, but there are a lot of other scholarships available, like offered by the department, offered by the university. So try to explore them. Try to have a balanced profile. I think that this is possible, you know.
And it's also worth to remember that every case depends on the country's case. So it's different in Iraq, it's different in Armenia. So for example, in my case, they are not asking any GPA. So might be it will be the same case in the Bangladesh. So it depends like a country experience.
Okay. So we are almost at the ending. People just said a lot of about it to us and some appreciation and then Eid Mubarak. So thank you so much who have been there for a long time with us. And finally, guys, if you have anything to say to the future Fulbright scholars from Bangladesh.
I would say Eid Mubarak again. I see so many comments about Eid Mubarak to all. Thank you very much for your wishes. It is a pleasure to talk to you. And thank you, Tanya, for having us. My last advice or takeaway is just work hard. Work hard on your application. Work hard on your TOEFL exam. Work hard on the statement, the personal statement. Don't give up. If you have not been selected for the first time, you will be for the second, for the third. I know people who have applied for Fulbright for 7 times and they got it. So please don't give up. Just try your best. There are so many opportunities, not only in the US, like not only in UK, in Canada. There are many opportunities and many scholarships. Try to find. Like there is a website called Disc Opportunity, where you can find fellowship, scholarships, exchange programs. Just start, even if it was a simple one, like summer school or anything. Don't give up. Don't say the applications are too long. I have to write a lot. I started writing one application and I start building on it every day, like or every year, depending on the scholarship, depending on the country. So just don't give up. Work hard and do it. Don't wait.
Hayasa.
Yeah, I'm totally agree what Amal says. It's truly great. And thank you so much, Tyne, for this initiative and for your efforts and time. I'm truly happy sharing my information. And I'm also want to say that I will also pass you information so you can also share with your followers. And concerning the advice, before coming to United States, as Amal mentioned, just know that hard work pays off. That is not a sentence, it's a reality. And if you want something and if you believe in it, you are getting. And what after after your country, when you are in the United States, just know that doing good doesn't always make you feel good. So be ready keeping your identity, be ready being open, and be ready keeping your values in this global world. Yeah, thank you.
Great. So, Amal, would you like to add anything?
No, just thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who listens to us, and in Eid Mubarak again.
Yeah, and stay safe, guys.
Stay home. Stay home. Celebrate home. Do everything at home.
So I am very much grateful to you guys, and thank you so much for being with me on this session and informing your journey or your experience and sharing the experience with the Bangladeshi people. I think people will get benefited by your information, and they'll be encouraged to apply for this Fulbright scholarship. And you have a busy schedule. I know both of you are very much busy with something. I just talked to you like a few days back. So thanks again. I think we'll meet on the campus when it will be open and this COVID-19 will be gone. Yeah. So until then, be safe and see you.
See you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.